Blonde, black, and brown bears, oh my. Learning the basics about bears. Hi there, and welcome back to the FAQ Factory channel, where we research topics and then share that information with you. I'm your host, Abby, and today we're talking about one of my favorite topics, bears. Did you know that there are two types of bears in North America? The black bear and the grizzly bear. In this video, we'll break down the differences between the two and discuss what both are in the middle of preparing for right now, hibernation. Did you know that black bears can actually come in many different colors? In this case, black is a species, not a color, and black bears can be blonde, cinnamon, and even brown. With their bulky fur coats, black bears can look bigger than they actually are. Males weigh between 210 and 315 pounds. Females weigh between 135 and 200 pounds. Bears are omnivores, meaning they eat both meat and plants, and while they may seem scary, over 90% of a black bear's natural diet is actually grasses, berries, fruits, nuts, and plants. The rest is primarily insects and scavenged carcasses. Black bears are very wary of people and other unfamiliar things. Their normal response to any perceived danger is to run away or climb a tree. Bears have very sensitive noses, like my sister Lane, but theirs are actually 100 times more sensitive than ours, and bears can literally smell food 5 miles away. Bears are curious, intelligent, and very resourceful. If they find food, they'll come back for more. And they'll work hard to get the calories they need. In the process, they can easily damage property, vehicles, and even homes. Most black bears are active from mid-March through early November. When food sources dwindle, bears head for winter dens. During the late summer and early fall, bears need 20,000 calories a day to gain enough fat to survive the winter without eating or drinking. Bears are not naturally nocturnal, but sometimes they will travel at night in hopes of avoiding humans. Black bears have few natural predators, but their propensity to get into trash and conflicts with humans can lead to their destruction. Nuisance or dangerous bears are often removed or killed by wildlife officers, so it's important to remove any attractants that may bring them to the area. Male and female black bears without cubs are solitary, except during mating season, which runs May to early July. Both genders usually begin breeding around the age of 4. The black bear is the most common and widely distributed bear species in North America. They are found in 40 of the 50 U.S. states, primarily in the Northeast and far west, such as Maine, California, Idaho, Washington, and Oregon. Grizzly bears have a much smaller range across the United States and are only found in the lower 48 in Yellowstone and northwest Montana. In some places like parts of Alaska and Eurasia, grizzly bears are known as the brown bear. Grizzly bears are typically much larger than black bears and have a large muscle mass above their shoulders or a hump. They also have a concave rather than a straight or convex facial profile, and they are much more aggressive. Another way to tell them apart is grizzly bears have longer, more curved claws. Like their relative black bear, the color of a grizzly bear can also vary and can range from brown to blonde to black, but they often have pale-tipped guard hairs. Male grizzly bears weigh between 200 and 700 pounds. Female grizzlies weigh between 200 and 400 pounds. Adults stand about 3.5 feet wide at the shoulder and are generally 1.5 to 2 times larger than black bears of the same sex and age class in the same geographic region. Grizzly bears were federally listed in the lower 48 states as a threatened species in 1975 due to unsustainable levels of human-caused mortality, habitat loss, and significant habitat alteration. Grizzly bears can travel hundreds of square miles, and their potential for conflicts with humans, especially when food is present, makes the likelihood of a viable grizzly population a continuing challenge. Grizzly bears are agile and fast. They can run up to 40 miles per hour. They can also swim, run up and down hills, and climb trees, though their curved claws and weight makes this a little more difficult. They've adapted to life in the forest and meadows and eat rodents, insects, elk calves, cutthroat trout, roots, pine nuts, grasses, and large mammals. They'll also eat human food and garbage when they can get it. Grizzly bears mate in the spring, but don't give birth until the winter. Mama bears usually have 1 to 3 cubs. Grizzly bears are generally solitary, although they may tolerate other bears when food is plentiful. Grizzlies have a social hierarchy in which adult male bears dominate the best habitat and food sources, generally followed by mature females with cubs, then by other single adult bears. Subadult bears, who are just learning to live on their own, away from their mother's protection, are most likely to be living in poor quality habitat or in areas closer to roads and developments. Both black bears and grizzly bears enter something called hyperphagia in the fall. During this time, the bears spend most of their time feeding, preparing for hibernation, and can gain more than 3 pounds per day. When and for how long a bear decides to go into its den for winter depends a lot on latitude. In Mexico, it can be as short as a few days or weeks, where in Alaska, they can hibernate for 6 months or more. Pregnant females tend to den earlier and longer than other bears. The body temperature of a hibernating bear remains within 12 degrees Fahrenheit or 22 degrees Celsius of their normal body temperature. This lets them react faster to danger than hibernators who must warm up first. Because of their well-insulated pelts and their lower surface area to mass ratio, compared to smaller hibernators, bears lose body heat more slowly, enabling them to cut their metabolic rate by 50 to 60%. Respiration in bears, normally 6 to 10 breaths per minute, decreases to 1 breath every 45 seconds during hibernation. And their heart rate drops from 40 to 50 beats per minute during the summer to just 8 to 19 per minute during hibernation. However, bears are not true hibernators in that they sometimes will wake up and move around in their dens. Think of it kind of like your dog sleeping. They go through a lot of different posture changes. It's thought that this helps prevent pressure sores and helps them better conserve heat. Sometimes bears will even leave their dens during the winter, but they generally do not eat, drink, or even go to the bathroom during this time. Instead, they live off a layer of fat built up prior to hibernation. Bears can go more than 100 days without eating, drinking, or passing waste. Bears will permanently emerge from their dens when temperatures warm up and food becomes available. Males are likely to emerge before females, and most bears leave the area of their dens within a week of emergence. So what do you do if you come across a bear? Well, hopefully it's from a distance. If that's the case and the bear doesn't see you, keep out of sight and detour as far as possible behind and downwind of the bear. If the bear does see you, you should retreat slowly and leave the area. If possible, slowly walk upwind to let your scent reach the bear. Regardless of the distance, never approach the bear. If a bear stands up on 2 legs, it's probably trying to gather information about you rather than being aggressive. Don't panic, just slowly back away. But let's say you have a surprise encounter. If a bear clacks its teeth, sticks out its lips, huffs, woofs, or slaps the ground with its paws, it's warning you that you are too close and you're making it nervous. Heed this warning and slowly back away. Do not drop to the ground and play dead. Do not run, shout, or make sudden movements, as you don't want to startle the bear even more. Running may also trigger a chase response in the bear, and you can't outrun a bear. Remember I said they can run up to 40 miles per hour? If you have bear spray, draw your bear spray from the holster, remove the safety tab, and prepare to use it if the bear charges. In most cases, climbing a tree is a poor decision. Bears can climb trees, and running to a tree may provoke a bear to chase you. Also, when is the last time you climbed a tree? It's probably a lot harder than you remember. If a bear does charge you after a surprise encounter, stay still and stand your ground. Most of the time, the bear is likely to break off the charge or veer away. If you run, you're likely to trigger a chase response. If you have bear spray, this is the time to use it. Start spraying when the bear is about 60 feet away or less. If the bear continues to charge, do not drop to the ground and play dead until the bear makes contact or the second before the bear makes contact. Then drop to the ground, keep your pack on to protect your back, lie on your stomach and clasp your hands over the back of your neck with your elbows protecting the sides of your face. Remain still and silent to convince the bear that you are not a threat. After the bear leaves, wait several minutes before moving. Listen and look around cautiously before you get up to make certain the bear is no longer nearby. If the bear is gone, get up and walk, don't run out of the area. During a surprise encounter where the bear is reacting defensively, you should not fight back. Fighting back will only prolong the attack and will likely result in more serious injuries. According to Yellowstone, since 1970, those who have been attacked by bears in the park and played dead received minor injuries 75% of the time. Those who fought back received severe injuries 80% of the time. Bears are truly fascinating animals, and they are among the most intelligent land animals in North America. Did you learn something new about bears today? Let us know what in the comments below. That does it for this episode of FAQ Factory. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like and follow us for more fun facts. Until next time, keep questioning.